Alright, so a topic of discussion has been DERIERI on Global, because, she is a really powerful unit. Like, no crap, one of my most popular videos is just me showing how stupid she is, like, from 4 months ago. This is from before Global came out, I'm pretty sure. When she released a few weeks later, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take her and try to solo whatever it is, and I did solo almost everything in the game, and then at some point, I soloed Hell Crimson with her, which, where is the, let me look for her Crimson. I soloed Hell Crimson with her, yeah. It was difficult, but it was possible, and the fact that it's possible is impressive already, right? She's so crazy. She's like, honestly, the best PVE unit in the game. But does that mean you should summon for her? Like, I've been seeing so many global players saying they're gonna skip her. One, person I know, Spam and Rice, he is one of the most popular, streamers for Grand Cross, and he's free to play. He's fully free to play, and he said he is skipping her because she isn't good in PvP. And as you know, if you play the game, you know that Grand Cross is a very PvP focused game. So spending the paid resources or the limited resources you have on units that aren't focused on PvP might be bad for you. That's why, most people would prefer to skip her and then go for Lost Fate Meliodas. But you need to know that DERIERI is, I would consider, the best PvE unit in the game. She's actually crazy, and again, if you see anyone using her, you see why. Her passive already is insane, but then it combines with her ultimate, which is even crazier. Increases attack by 10% when the hero uses a skill. The buff goes away and no skills are used on that turn. Limits to 10 times. So just that. She buffs herself by 100% attack if you attack 10 turns in a row. I mean, it's not even 10 turns in a row. If you attack 3 times on that turn, it's 3 buffs. So, and her attack card is just 600% max. It's so sick. And then this card is just increases basic stats by 20% for 2 turns, which is good. And then increase base stats by 30% for 2 turns. Gains evasion, which means she can't take damage for a turn. You can't take off her ultimate gauge, you can't damage her. The only way of doing anything to her is with ults. Or debuff cards that don't do damage. And increase base stats by 50%, which is attack, defense, and HP. 3 turns, and then gains the evasion. Now, on top of that, so this gives her a buff as well. So not only it gives you the buff from the blue card, it gives the buff from the passive. So she's buffing herself, while buffing herself, and her ultimate, for each buff she has, she does actual 30% damage. But yeah, another one of my most popular videos is also about DERIERI. If I go back here, is when I did 6 million damage on Red Demon, which after that, I've done even more. Wait, where is it? Yeah, this one. I did 6 million damage on the Red Demon, but after that, I've done more than that. Was it in this video? I don't recall. There was, at one point, I tried doing the guild boss and it was it 9 million or something with DERIERI on the guild boss? I don't remember what video it was, but I think it was a video about her. But that's why I should summon for DERIERI or something. But yeah, 7 million, okay, yeah, 7 million damage, she's crazy, and I've seen people do even more, now that she can be super awakened. I've seen people do even more, because there's this strategy that, on the guild boss, you use Elat, which is a character that Global doesn't have yet, but her passive is that increases crit damage for allies. Bring her up. Elat. She increases the crit damage of all allies by 5% which is 10, and she decreases the crit resistance and crit defense of the enemy as well. So you do that, and also she gives a buff. She gives like 3 buffs, I think, on her ult. So it buffs DERIERI as well. So you just spam the attacks and then spam DERIERI's attacks, and then you buff and you max out, and if you crit the enemy, you just do so much damage. But either way, she's a nuker. That's all she is, right? That's all really what she is. Is she good on PvP? She's okay. Like, for a little while, using DERIERI on PvP was viable. Because what if, if you use, let's say, her, Gelfer, and king, or whatever, the third unit doesn't matter, and you use Merlin in the back. If you have a rank 2 blue card from DERIERI, you gain evasion, so they cannot take away your ultimate gauge, they can't petrify you, they can't freeze you, they can't really do anything. Wait, can they freeze you? I don't think so. I can't say I've tried to freeze an evasion, but they can't do anything to you, so you just have free range to just do your ultimate and one-shot anyone. And at that point, when you ult, she has lifesteal, so when she ults, she just fully heals, because she does so much damage. Like, if you just use level 2 buff and ult, you do like 400,000, 500,000. That's just how strong she ults. Even if like a level 1-2 ultimate, it's just so much damage. But then at one point, she just became pretty ass. Like, she just wasn't very viable. Even when she was viable, she wasn't all that great. Definitely better options, right? So, knowing that units like Lost Vein and Blue Elizabeth are coming out, if you are a PvP focused player, you know, they are just better to summon on. But PvE activities in general, Hell raids haven't come out yet. Hell Crimson, which I soloed with her, Hell Crimson is genuinely difficult. Like, actually difficult. It's not impossible, it's not, you know, anything crazy. You definitely can do, especially because Escanor is already in the game. When it was just Demon Melee, that was like, why would you even do Hell? With Escanor, it became much easier, and with Escanor, you can defeat the Hell boss much easier on the Crimson one, right? DERIERI makes it an absolute joke. Like, it's not even funny. Like, he became a joke. He's the easiest Hell raid. He's easier than Hell Red Demon, because DERIERI just absolutely stomps him. You don't even need your DERIERI. Just have a friend DERIERI and he will stomp you for you, because she pretty much one-shots first phase, like 2 shots second phase, and 1 shots third phase with an ultimate. It's just, you can have her 1-6 and she 1-shots at third phase. It's just so stupid. So for PvE activities like that, for like how fast you can complete your raids, she really helps you on that. And then, I mean, you don't want, after Hell raids come out, honestly, you should do Hell and ditch Extreme if you can. If you can't, using her in Extreme Red Demon makes it so much faster as well. Like, she makes everything so fast. PvE in general makes it so much faster. If you put her on story mode, she's gonna stomp it. If you put it on any sort of PvE activity that relates to damage, she'll stomp it. But one thing Grand Cross did after she came out, because she was a problem when she released. She released with Super Boss Meliodas, which I've seen a lot of people have picked interest for it recently. Super Boss Meliodas. I've seen a lot of people have picked interest for it. Yeah, 137k views. And, you know, just interest on how the mechanics were. For you to make points on this, like, it was the first point system raid, or Super Boss, and for you to make points on it, the way to do it was damage. So what everyone did was they would bring Jericho, which was the current most damaging unit, and do the most damage possible. That was what we did. And they could be frozen, so you could freeze level 3 and then ult with her. And then they released DERIERI in the second week, or the second like half of it. DERIERI stomped the event so much and increased the amount of points you could do so much, they had to give double rewards for the Super Boss. So of course you get you know, the rewards for it at the end by your placement. So they did a before DERIERI placement and after DERIERI placement, and everyone got both the rewards. It was it was too much. Like, the rewards of course were the same as current, right? 35 gems, anvils, hammers. They doubled everything except Elizabeth's costume, which was also a reward, because you can't just get 2 of the same costume, right? Anyways, they doubled the rewards because of how stupid she was. So after that, they realized how dumb she is, and they started making events that counter her at least a little bit. Events that remove buffs and stuff like that. Events that don't allow her to be as good. You can see the current guild boss on Global was 100 billion% made in an attempt to counter her because he removes buffs. People found ways to not allow that, and people were using DERIERI to use to kill the guild boss, right? Because the guild boss that's currently on Global released first on GP, and then like a few weeks later released on Global for some reason, even though it was pretty recent to JP, they could have kept the other one, and then now they changed the guild boss again on JP, but that guild boss was 100% made to counter DERIERI because everyone was using DERIERI for guild boss. If you don't have DERIERI for guild boss, you're not going to get into a top tier guild, because everyone's gonna ask for your DERIERI. I'm telling you this right now. Like, if you don't have DERIERI, you're not competing. Jericho is good. Don't get me wrong, Jericho can hit really hard, but it's just not DERIERI. It just ain't. If Jericho is S tier, DERIERI is God tier. It's that discrepancy, you know? So the DERIERI has that. She has all the PVE power. But really, where you get gems is PvP, and where you get, you know, everything really that, you know, has some sort of a competition, it really is PvP, even though I just talked about guild boss and stuff. So skipping her is not a bad idea. What I recommend, if you are going to skip, is to save your part 2 tickets. I'm not saving them because I'm a whale. I will sell for it. I'm a whale. This is like, do not look at YouTubers that whale like me, Seaton, Kabuki, and be like, oh, I want to be like them, because it's not realistic, alright? If you're free to play, there are certain banners you shouldn't be summoning on. And if Lost Vein is a thing, we know is a thing, and if DERIERI releases close to him, you might just not want to spend your gems on that and spam on Lost Vein. Especially considering that if, and only if, they repeat the banner from Lost Vein, she will be a featured unit. So you will have a chance of pulling her eventually. She will always be in the part 2 tickets, and she will always be unfeatured in whatever banners, right? Not all banners have her unfeatured, of course, but a lot of banners do. So you have chances of pulling her somewhere else, while, let's say, you don't have enough gems to get the guaranteed Lost Vein, you will not pull him, like, so much more easily later on. The other time Lost Vein came back was Elizabeth's banner, which took months. So, you know, and the next time Lost Vein will come back, I don't know. Who knows? It will be the next festival banner, which who knows when that will be. Because for now, Lost Vein was the festival character for a download celebration. Elizabeth was a festival character for a anniversary. Where will be the next festival character? It has been only celebrations from now. So maybe next celebration for whatever it is. Maybe Meliodas' birthday was yesterday. They could have made a celebration for that. I don't know. They could have released Assault to Meliodas for that. Oh, that'd be so cool. Although I don't have gems, so maybe not. Maybe wait another month. But yeah, if you want to skip DERIERI, not a bad idea because of that, especially if you're focused on PvP and you have placements. If you don't care for PvP, you're already, you know, Champions 5, and you're very okay with that. You just want to get your 50 weekly gems and just dip. That's how you roll, you know. And if you don't care about getting Challenger on geared, honestly not a bad idea to summon for her, because your life on PvE will be so much easier. She just makes everything so easy. But that's my recommendation. Only summon for her if you don't care too much about PvP. If you do, save for Lost Vein, because she will also be featured there. So yeah, but she's amazing. Like, you can see, like, people really care about her, which is why I really wanted to you know, talk about, like, these videos are old, and these were when they came out. Before Global came out, Grand Cross wasn't all that popular, I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah, this is when DERIERI came out and completely destroyed the ranking of the Super Boss Meliodas. Yeah, this was Super Boss Meliodas, and before all the rankings were Gopher, Red Merlin, and Jericho, or Escanor actually as well, and then it all shifted to DERIERI. It all shifted to DERIERI. But yeah, Grand Cross wasn't all that popular. It was a little popular. And then when Global came out, people started looking for all these units and like, ooh, that's great. And like, these videos with DERIERI pick a lot of attention, as you can see, right? Like, these videos had like 2-3k views, and then definitely people like DERIERI. So that's why I thought it was an interesting topic. She's really good though. You can't say she's not.